develop the Violet Teacher here with the Farseer and then sap most likely the Thorson.
Yep.
Because the Sludge Belcher still doesn't kill a Violet Teacher, and you do get to develop a 1/1 if you backstab it.
And it has an effect immediately on the board with the taunt.
Yeah.
So for sapping Thorson is way better.
Do you backstab for the 1/1 and make it challenge with 3/5? I think so.
Seems like a good one, yeah.
I mean, you don't really care too much about combo enabling, and you do have the sprint. And I think these 1/1s would be really useful if you doesn't have swipe.
Yep.
So if Savage Roar is lethal.
When you see a double Savage Roar Force of Nature, it's most likely lethal in
right. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah, and you can't really play around it too. It's like playing around Innervate.
Huh. Nice. A 0 mana Wild Growth.
Nice cycle.
Look, a horse.
Force is not lethal yet.
Well, you can play the combo just, you know.
It's still nice. Like, you can use Force to clear.
Just kill off the Violet Teacher.
Yeah, just...
Then play Shade and Hero Power. Sounds reasonable, for
yeah.
sure.
Seems like a good
I mean,
option.
but these are the 1/1s coming into effect here. Allows him to at least clear off the 1/2.
Tiddler thinks he's out of the woods, but there's a sprint.
Yeah, the sprint is really impactful here. Considering that Rogue's had a pretty comfortable life, to be honest. That's a little unfortunate. But the sprint here, still pretty good.
How many cards did he have? I didn't
12.
catch the glance.
Sprint,
Okay.
you can have a big chance to pick up SI7 Agent, which will help you develop the board. No. So I guess you just...
Well, this is really awkward.
Yeah, but I suppose you, if you go for a big game hunter, then you just get Keeper of the Grove. Although, if you just spend your turn removing the 1/2, you just give complete initiative to your opponent.
Well, you're not that to combo with those minions on board.
Yeah.
Because that's, what, 22 points of damage total?
Right.
21, 21. So with the hero power, that's 22.
I don't think you can afford to play this big game hunter because it just gets traded into by the 1/2, and he's got 2 sweeps of. You know he's going to play Thorson again, so you just hero powers down, and you won't be threatening. You need this Eviscerate plus second Blade Flurry.
Or second Eviscerate.
Yeah.
Or second Eviscerate to end the game here.
That's not
Shit,
Savage
that's a
Roar,
waste.
so not there yet.
So you need to hero power, because that's the difference between
Double Eviscerate.
double Eviscerate.
But then
yes.
there's a weapon attack, so it actually doesn't make any difference there. You still want to hero power anyway.
Well, there's lacking a Deadly Poison. Still.
4, 8 damage right now. 9 damage.
Well, second Eviscerate is lethal because...
SI7 Agent's lethal, right?
Backstab is not lethal. Well, you have a Drake.
Drake. The Drake can definitely still
So
do something
Drake
here.
into double Eviscerate, it means lethal.
Yeah.
Drake will also backstab
The Shade.
the Shade, but they still die to a 21 damage Savage Roar Force of Nature combination.
That's true.
He did use one sap.
He used both saps.
Both?
Both
Yeah.
subs,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
Okay.
sapped Thorson twice,
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
and then
Do you have
proceeded to sap the casters. The Dazzle Drake picks up Eviscerate, but even if he picks up like another point of damage that's not Eviscerate, he doesn't kill him, right?
There's one funky play you can do, but unfortunately it won't work because there's 22 points of damage with the hero power. But if there will be 21, you could Azure Drake and Eviscerate Sylvanas to give him an Azure Drake, which means that there is one more.
Right, so
one less
you
power.
Azure Drake, backstab, and Eviscerate Sylvanas, give him the Azure Drake.
Yeah, but
But
then
that's like a losing play.
no, you are still dying because there's 22 points of damage.
This needs to be Eviscerate right now.
And it's not.
Wait. How much is this?
That's
no, it's
2.
not enough.
No, that's not
Yeah,
enough.
he can't deal with
That's too
Sylvanas, so
bad.
he's dead.
So he has to Eviscerate the
If he has Eviscerate
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas and gives him an Azure Drake, he's still dead because there's the combo plus 6, 20, and hero power.
all
21.
right, because the hero power can be fit in due to the Savage Roar and Force of Nature being reduced in cost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Normally, if there will be no hero power, that might have worked, but
You're right. And so that'll wrap up game number 1. The Rogue tried to survive, but the Druid pressure was just too much.
so
Tiddler actually turned this game around because, you know, the starting point wasn't so good. Like the opening hand was really awful.
Yeah,
the
but that
turn
Wild
2
Growth.
Wild Growth just saved him Like,
I think
before that, it wasn't possible to win.
yeah, like Wildgrowth really put Tiddler on the winning track, and Doc seemed to have not enough damage. The Dr. Boom on 5 was also huge. Doc couldn't deal with it really well. He didn't have enough burst to finish the game, so he had to play the Lothab on 5 and then continue with the minions. He was lacking stuff most of the game.
Taylor will be moving to Patron. And Patron against Rogue, as we all know, comes down to the big Blade Flurry and Floating Berserkers from Tiddler's side.
Yeah.
There's no taunt, you know, they will be going straight to the dome.
People are saying mostly that this is a good matchup for the Rogue because of that flurry that you mentioned. So even if there is an overextension, you can still clear. The fear of Blade Flurry is actually huge because you are sometimes afraid to go into the Green Patron combo not to lose the game right there.
Yeah, but when you have cards like one less Armor Smith and you have 2 Gnomish Inventors, I feel like it is better against Rogue, specifically in this matchup, because you have more minions to play on the board. A lot of times you're stuck with like a lot of spells and you can't really do anything. And some of those minions just give you hard bodies for you to be able to attack, although it doesn't have the Dread Corsairs, so that is one thing less in Tiddler's deck.
But he has a very interesting card choice in one shield block, which may cheat the Rogue. Like Rogue will be hoping for lethal. Oh, that shield block might actually give him the 5 life that will be important.
Yeah, we'll see though. I mean, it's that or the Armor Smith, and they both gain around the same health points. Sometimes Armor Smith even more, but the cycle
Especially
again is really powerful.
Yeah, that's true. But Tiddler is packing a lot of cantrip in his cards, in his deck.
Yeah.
Like double Gnomish Inventor, that's not a common sight when it comes to Patron. Usually there's none to 1. I've never seen anyone play 2 actually.
At some point, Show was playing double Inventor, double Azure Drake version with no endgame.
To be honest, I hate Azure Drakes and hate Foul-Nosed Patrons. It just doesn't fit.
Yeah, like Whirlwind is so awkward. You just you have that on board and you could Whirlwind, but you kill your own patrons. And it is an interesting choice.
That was definitely one of the first thoughts in a bunch of Warrior decks where you could utilize the spell power, but it ends up damaging you too much. And this is why sometimes you see Warriors always afraid of wasting the Fiery War Axe. They're like, well, I equipped on turn like 2. Should I attack the face just in case I have Death Bite and I want to re-equip? It's for those moments. So that's why if you never understand it, it's because of what we just witnessed. I guess it doesn't really matter, though. The Farseer just healed him back to full health. He would only be at 28 instead.
Enrage, that's not really useful right now, but... damn, one can still wait, though. The one shield block actually gives him the opportunity to wait.
Yeah, it's basically what this deck needs to do.
Right.
Draw cards, wait, combine all the combo pieces. His hand is awkward, though. He doesn't have Patron or Frauding. He doesn't have Torison as well. So he needs more cards.
A Violet Teacher would provoke the Death Spite to be activated now, though. Like, if you play Violet Teacher and Eviscerate, and then just attack and pass, then it's one of these things where I guess the Warrior would feel like there's a lot of pressure building up onto the board. But at the same time, it's like you said, if the opponent had like a Grim Patron, then he'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
However, his opponent would be at only 7 mana, so he can't have the War Song and the Grim Patron combination.
But on the other hand, if he plays Violet Teacher, Tiddler will be fine with using the weapon there. He has double Whirlwind effect in the hand anyway.
Wow, he has Blade Flurry anyway, so he just chooses to go aggressive.
That's a good choice. It's as Lothar said, there are no taunts in Rogue, and then in Warrior, are there any taunts? He got Corsair, so...
He got Corsair, he got Belcher, so there's no way of keeping at bay the damage that is coming to you.
That's right, so this is a race.
And Rogue can actually win it with it.
Right.
Can with the race.
I mean, it did slow down a little bit because this minion will be taken care of by what looks like to be the Cruel Taskmaster. You can pick off the Farseer that way. I mean, the War Song doesn't really do anything here, so you can use the Cruel Taskmaster, develop the 2/2 instead of using Execute here.
You need to keep the Death Spy. That's like one of the most important cards in the deck.
Absolutely.
Well, there was no reason to use the Death Spy there.
Yeah, of course, I'm just pointing out that this weapon will be waiting for the opportunity to shine.
Violet Teacher, of course, has been scaled back in many Rogue decks for the reason of Grim Patron. That's why they're playing double Shredder a lot of the times. But Violet Teacher is still really useful in almost every other matchup outside of that.
This is
Patron.
a lot of damage.
So, well, you can
You can wait one turn for additional whirlwind. It
Actually,
doesn't really change much because you can spam the whole board with this turn anyway.
Yes.
yeah. Just Patron, double Inner Rage, then obviously like Warsong first, Patron, double Inner Rage, and then attack with your weapon. And you can even attack with the weapon into the 3/3. Or a 3/5, yeah, that's not much better.
Yeah, so instead of going for the full committal, he saves the second Inner Rage here. Completely reasonable considering that, like you said, Blade Flurry is very common. Most rogues run 2.
Yep.
Be very interesting to see an oil rogue run 1 Blade Flurry nowadays.
Well, it was happening in Miracle Rogue.
Yeah,
but
back
to be
in the
honest,
day.
even with on the deadly poisons, I loved double Blade Flurry because no one was expecting it, especially when Zoo was like prevalent on on ladder.
Shaman was good at the time as well, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's actually a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, big opportunity to Lotheb and Blade Flurry here. You clear the board and you present a 5/5 onto the board. Your opponent will have 14 health remaining.
It's not really like Tiddler has anything else, so he exploded there with Patrons to take a risk that there is no flare.
Yeah.
But then he can't really follow up, so for Dog, this is an amazing turn.
Yeah, and he's got Prep Sprint next turn too.
And
So-
the warrior is really low.
Yeah, it's halfway through his
Well,
life, but
It's halfway through, but this is the kind of warrior that doesn't really come back from that point. This is only one armor smith, and he already used the shield block.
yeah, it's a fair point. And without that armor, without that shield block in general, you'd be at 9, or I guess
Yeah.
11 here.
And with one less card.
So Prep Sprint is in order here in order to get more cards and options.
Yeah, there is no question asked about this. You have to go for that.
Well, those are okay.
Sorry.
Those I think those were the worst one to draw
Yeah,
in that combination because you would like to get the second prep, but with combination with double Fan of Knives and a sap against a patron,
That's the
those-
Twitch chat, by the way.
those are
Sean.
quite useless.
Still, he's in a great position here. A lot of attack and
I guess you go for the Palette Shredder, that's for sure. But if you go for the prep Fan of Knives, what do you want to draw?
Belchar, is it? Not really.
Nah, I just
It's
think
just-
you just go for the Palette Shredder, keep the prep. Because 10-10.
yeah. Prep could be so much more valuable if you pick up oil and something else
Yes,
later on.
exactly. You need that for the activator.
I wonder how scared Dog is of dying here. This is 16
1
points of
damage off lethal.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
You can still go with this, I think. Or can you? Like, you want to execute.
Well, if you would have only double executes, that would be sweet. But this situation, is there a way out, like a clear way out? You can use double whirlwinds, but then you have to attack into low tap.
If you go Grom,
You can use Grom defensively as well.
But I don't like that at all. Then you can't really win. Like you're
What-
so low.
I mean, you
use
can.
it-
You have 2 Whirlwinds and Frothing Berserk, or
And-
Frothing Berserkers with the Warsong command.
But
Well,
your
you
opponent
have-
has 6 cards in hand.
Yeah,
well,
it's true.
you have to make an assumption that you don't lose here after executing Lotheb. So you put your opponent. Oh, I would actually use the Inner Rage there. But then again, he can use Inner Rage on whatever is being played. Lotheb was already played, so he needs just a minion that will be able to attack with Warsong.
So on Acolyte of Pain,
Like,
Loot Holder.
almost
No,
literally
Loot
anything.
Holder can be used with Inner Rage. What does he have? Armor Smith,
I think
Cool
everything.
Taskmaster,
Thorisan is bad.
Floating Berserker, second Warsong Commander.
Oh,
No, he already had one. Never mind.
wow, Pyromancer is interesting.
Is it
Considering that it
lethal?
kills
Wait.
itself.
Uh,
3, 7, 9.
That's
9 points
I
damage.
see 9 points
So
of
you
damage.
prep Fan of Knives.
But you kill off the the Pyromancer.
Yeah,
that
with
way.
prep
Oh, yeah,
damage.
That's what I'm saying. It's interesting.
Yeah, okay. So you're Fan of Knives.
This is so bad, actually.
Oh no, you attack. I mean, if the thing is, he can fan first, but then if he picks up oil, then no minion sticks. Whoa, 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 okay. So he's gonna attack with the Pyromancer first, and then fan,
So
and then he can big game hunter
Okay.
if it doesn't go well.
Oh man, Sub doesn't solve it.
second Fan
What
of
can he
Knives.
try
Second,
even?
second eviscerate. Second
Or,
eviscerate.
or
Agent,
Killbot.
wait.
No,
4,
he
6.
doesn't have enough mana to do it now.
No, not enough mana.
That means it's. Is it over? No, you have to kill the
No.
Grom. So you have to kill the
You
Grom
just,
and then
you
Tiddler
just
can top deck.
BGH. It's fine.
So BGH aside to build up the board, and you
Yeah.
hope that Tiddler doesn't draw anything.
No weapon. No minion to charge. Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
Acolyte
It
of
has
Pain
to
is
be
still not
battle. It has to
lethal.
just not be anything.
Oh,
It is not it.
That's the worst
Aw.
minion. I think that's the only minion that will not have charge.
Well, he didn't have the inner rage.
Yeah, that's actually literally the worst. Oh no, he had his own big game hunter too. He could have gotten big game hunter. But almost everything else could have been it. If he gotten another way to draw cards, he would have had another out there.
What did he have left?
He definitely had another weapon. in
Warsong
there.
Commander was not lethal.
No, Warsong was already played before.
Oh, yeah. Floating Berserker would have been lethal, and he had 2 of those. Acolyte of Pain would have given him another card and 1 damage.
Yeah.
Cruel Taskmaster was not lethal.
Grim Patron was lethal.
No, but the thing about like cool Taskmasters, doesn't it give him? Oh, I guess he wasn't dead on board, but he would have been dead from the hand, so ends up conceding there. We go to game number 2 with this Malygos Warlock. That's right. If you're tuning in and you haven't seen Hearthstone in a while because you heard the finals of DreamHack happening, that is a legitimate deck that people are playing.
And very good
It's
then.
not just a
Gimmick.
a noxious deck.
And it's
Obnoxious thing.
Yeah, I don't know,
Obnoxious?
it kind of is.
it's not obnoxious. There is Malygos, the aspect of magic, who, as Frodon informed me some time ago, is dead because Warcraft characters are not real.
Malygos is actually dead in the Warcraft lore.
Yes.
Yeah.
I killed him with a group of friends and Alex Strazer. And I'm sure many players killed him as well.
So you didn't bring him life,
No,
but
he's dead. Let's leave Malygos alone. So this matchup is very good for Dog, for the Malygos rogue. And especially if you get Twilight Drake. It's good that he got in Gang Boss now. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow,
Well, you
that's
don't want
really
to.
sweet.
You don't necessarily need to shut down the Fiery War Axe.
no,
Death Bite is what you're really scared of.
exactly. But Tiddler has an Emperor in hand and a Warsong Commander already in hand too. Like this is one of the
Yeah.
most important parts of the
And
combo.
Death's Bite.
Well, the Death's Bite will be met with the final destination from the Sampus.
That's right. And Execute is a very important card in this matchup as well to deal
Right.
with this Twilight Drake.
Yeah, I know. I can understand that Gang Boss is the usual play on curve against most decks, but in this scenario, it's so powerful against Warrior if it doesn't have the execute, which it does.
There's one problem with the Malygos Rogue when it meets Patron. It only has 1 Defender of Argus.
Does it have a Sludge Belcher?
Good question.
Yeah, I think you play 1 such Belcher. And the Dog plays 1 as well, yeah.
So 1 Sludge Belcher, 1 Defender of Argus, and that's it.
And you have Hellfire and you have Shadow Flame. So you
Yeah,
have
but
deal-
those are always like retro or that's like
Retroactive,
post. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like post mortem, whatever. Like after everything dies, you just go ahead and play it, and the damage is already done. The whole point of like what this does is both players end up going for as much card draw as possible till they get the combo.
That's right. Those
And
are
the thing
combo
is, the combo from the Warrior's point of view is way more than the Warlock, in my opinion, unless you just happen to get every spell and you maximize it. But generally speaking, the Warrior can do insane damage, like OTK, like 30 damage easily, maybe even 40.
38.
Yeah, maybe even 40. It
I
depends
think the
on how
maximum
things
is
go.
43.
Yeah.
That's right, but we've seen Dog doing 31 points of damage on 1 turn with Malygos. But I agree with you, Frodon. The Green Patron is much more explosive, but then Malygos Rogue has quality minions that are better in mid-game. And that's what Dog will try to do. Dog will try to take this game mid-game with his big minions like Twilight Drake, like Corruptor.
That's definitely true. That's where cards like Twilight Drake are supposed to shine. 8 cards in the hand, so Dog can tap and pass.
Unfortunately, not usable at all at this
might
state
be
of the game.
Tempo BGH, actually.
Just to draw out the Fiery War Axe.
It's 4 damage.
You don't really need to draw the for Fiery Warx out, because if Tiddler draws the second Death Spite, he would like to use it anyway. So this Fiery Warx will go face in this situation.
He has 2 Big Game Hunters in his deck?
Yes.
Yeah, he has a double Beacon Hunter.
Yeah,
so Beacon
well-
Hunter can only work versus, frauding.
Frauding, 2
Taskmaster,
fraudings,
Tori-san.
and against the Gromish.
Yeah. So Beacon Hunter is not that useless.
Yeah, like you said, Shadow Flame. I think that's definitely the better call, holding on to it for now.
Battle Rage. No, that would have been pretty sweet without the armor ups.
Well, even if he had no armor, he still can't use it, which is pretty comical if you think about it. He can go for the silence and I think an implosion, but this also is reasonable. You just put out what equivalent stats it would be anyways. It's most likely a 3 worth of stats on average.
Look at that. Second Acolyte of Pain.
That's really nice draw. He was lacking on draw. And now with Battle Rage and the Acolyte.
Should he stop armoring up so that way he can just like hit stuff and because like you said, Lothar, if he didn't armor up last turn, he'd be able to draw another card off Battle Rage. Instead, he only cycles for 1.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake, and most people tend to do that. And I think in this matchup in particular, you don't need to armor up soon, like at the start of the game, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when you have already the Battle Rage in hand.
I certainly agree with Lothar, and it's so funny that sometimes you just don't armor up on 2. Like you just pass without armor up.
So you implosion the silence one to
4.
This
is also another matchup where the damage on the minion is nice, but the 4 imp spawning is sometimes not so nice.
Well, there's no whirlwind effect for now.
Right, but there's also the Grim Patron though.
Yeah.
So if
Second Battle Rage, look at that! It's just biting him back.
And he armors up again. Okay. Even getting further away. I mean, some players will tell you that that's not correct to just go too far up, but at the same time, he does have the Grim Patron and the Warsong combination. So Dog should be starting to cash in here.
In this situation, there's so many minions on the board, you probably will be damaged. Probably.
I'm just thinking if Dog should... Alright, attacking into this Story Sun to limit the Patron onslaught is correct. I was looking at Hellfire, and Dog knows what the Green Patron does and how many patrons can be spawned. So right now he hates the fact that he has the Defender Vargas and the Imp to spawn patrons. But he has the Hellfire to stop that, and he has the Shadow Flame.
I don't think he's so concerned, you know? Even if the patrons are used to charge, the damage that will be done to his hero will be not as high to be threatening end of the game.
Whoa! Dog has balls. I like it.
Huge balls of steel.
Magical balls.
Yeah.
The Balls of Steel was a pinball game like in the 90s.
And magical balls were in Dragon Ball.
He's going to go for a big Battle Rage here.
I don't blame him.
He needs an execute.
Like but he only Battle Rage is 1 card.
Well, he's going to slam for 2.
Oh man, if he doesn't get an execute, is
look at that!
Such a great draw.
Wait. He has to sacrifice the patrons.
Yeah, but that's okay.
But that's fine. Like when your opponent is hard casting Maligos, you can only expect the damage.
Why?
Wow, what a big draw.
How does Dog win now? With Twilight Drakes?
Twilight Drake, Corruptor, Azure Drakes.
That, I mean, I can't believe it.
Dog is definitely upset about second execute.
Yeah, you know, a whimsical blow of his own hair. But
it was.
The payoff was not unreasonable.
At least right now, the one part of the combo is out. So nope.
Yeah, but there's so much more where that came from. It's not even necessarily about the Frothing Berserkers, but, you know, the Gromosh is still a threat. And another second Patron wave.
The good thing for Dog is that now he doesn't have to be concerned about keeping all his burst in hand. There's no Maligos, so he can cast those Dark Bombs and use it as removal.
That is one thing, but it came at a huge cost. Maligos is your win condition. And I understand where Dog was going. He had Soulfire, Dark Bomb, and Hellfire. I mean, that's 25 plus damage. I mean, that's basically lethal, essentially. Especially considering he picked up the second Dark Bomb. He knew where that was going.
Is there any more draw for Tiddler? He used double Battle Rage, he used double Acolyte of Pain, and he used Shield.
2 Gnomish Inventors.
2 Gnomish Inventors. Right. Oh, the Gnomish Inventors are still in the deck.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
But he's not drawing them. But now he wants just to leave those minions on board so he can like, sweep.
Yeah.
Clean sweep Dog.
If Dog overextends, that might be an OTK turn.
He's got a lot of minions that can present pressure to if he just drops Emperor Thorson and then passes here. He's not going to try to take any more damage than necessary, which is completely reasonable.
Second Frothing might be deadly.
From 30? No, not yet. No, not with 1 Whirlwind.
6, 9. Okay. There is a second Frothing.
Wow. This is probably the only target worth big game hunting outside of the Blackwing Corruptors.
That's true. A pretty cute combination, by the way.
And this allows him to trade
Wait.
into the board.
He doesn't have second Death Spite. And he doesn't have Emperor, so he doesn't have an option to actually play double throttling with more than one Whirlwind.
That's true.
11.
How many minions have to be on board for double throttling to kill him?
From
seven?
almost 30? Well, you know, a full board from your side. There won't be a full board on your side, so you're counting on your opponent to fill the board. And that's like 6 minions would be 12. And then you have 3 minions on your board, so that's 15, 18. Still far away. I don't.
Oh, there's
now
a
that I'm
second Death
talking
Spite, though.
about. It wasn't this game with the Ooze,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is looking more like an opportunity for Tiddler to go for a big one-turn kill here. Although, is it really a one-turn kill if it requires a little bit of setup? It's just a huge burst opportunity.
Dog is counting damage. There is 8, 10 plus 6, 16 points of damage on one turn. If Soulfire doesn't discard a Soulfire.
Someone give him a calculus.
16, 26. Wait, is this lethal?
It can be.
This is 26
It's
points of
dependent.
damage.
It's dependent on one thing, Nimsh,
Soulfire.
and one thing
Soulfire.
only.
Is he going in?
I think it's time to, because you're not going to win the long game.
What about Soulfire first?
No. You don't want to discard Hellfire. You don't want to discard.
Yeah, you increase your chances but you can tap after.
You definitely tap.
You definitely tap.
Now you play the correct Corruptor.
Wait, you're missing
Wait.
now.
Oh wait, he was one off.
He was
Yeah.
one off with
Oh, you baited us, Nimsh.
I was
the.
like,
And he doesn't
what?
have dragons in hand?
I'm like, no.
That was
hilarious. We got baited.
that was a long day, guys. I'm living in a fantasy world. Everybody has everything.
Okay,
they
so how
need.
much damage is that now?
Well, the Hellfire, what it does do is that it clears his own board.
Wait.
So
So now let's count damage.
Alright.
2 Throttling Berserkers, that's 4. You have to get through the taunt, so that's +4 plus, and 4 minions, so that's 8. Double Whirlwind effect, so that's 16. And 4 from it. That's what, yeah, of course it's lethal.
I think it's just exact, right?
No, it's way over, way over.
Oh, way over.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, because of the second world.
Yeah, second Whirlwind.
Yeah.
It's just finishing off here.
Ends up being it. So that wraps it up. And Dog tried to go for it, but in the end, he was potentially 1 damage off. But you have to go back to that Malygos play where he went for a pretty risky, aggressive move. But, you know, personally, I liked it. I
High
liked
risk,
that
high
he was
reward.
taking. Yeah, I liked that he went for an aggressive move because the payoff was really high. And if his opponent didn't draw into the second execute, which is still unlikely, but the deck does cycle a lot, it ended up being in his favor where he could have won the game. So I like that he went for that aggressive move, and that's part of why Dog's, you know, honestly a fan favorite of a lot of players, or a lot of viewers rather, because he goes for these flashy plays, but he's also calculated risks. At the same time, Tiddler just played that pretty systematically. A couple of small things where he could have drawn maybe more cards from Battle Rage, but outside of that, it's like, you know,
Well, he
he's
would have
very
been dead
meticulous in his
if
play.
he wouldn't armor up each single turn, you know?
It's true. It's also very true. If he didn't armor up, he would have probably taken too much damage.
But then he would have drawn more cards earlier on, so, you know, it might have been different.
Well, to be honest, his draws were really on point as well. Double Acolyte, double Battle Rage when he needed them. But now he's left with his Demon Warlock, and Dog
My
will need to
favorite deck.
win twice against it with his Malygos and with the Warrior.
Soulfire this? Ooh. That's so ugly.
What?
I was
don't
thinking
know.
about Soulfiring.
Now you can Iron Beget.
Nah.
It's just much better. But basically you don't have to. So no dragons for now, for Dog. So the Corruptor not doing much.
Big Game Hunter is needed for the Mal'Ganis on turn 5.
You might-
Yeah, the problem with this deck is that you're tapping, you're taking a lot of damage, but guess what? You're not even getting the Molten Giants in hand. So you
Yeah,
need to
but-
fight back aggressively on board like this.
My experience here says in this matchup that the Dragon Warlock has an edge.
You think so?
Yeah. He has like a lot of answers to the board, to the Mal'Ganis from Warlock, Warlock's Void Caller. There's a double silence, if I'm not mistaken, or one?
People start taking 1 owl, so
So it's 1 hour.
One
It's just,
hour.
It's just
okay.
like so much tempo being gained. It's really hard to fight back all the time perfectly. It's like the same answer. It's like maybe you could say it's when the answers line up perfectly, it matches up. But yeah, that's pretty painful. Although he doesn't have a dragon, so maybe he doesn't get into it. Okay, that's
now he has a dragon.
Okay.
I think it's 50-50 actually. Really depends on the early game. Zoo can just outrun the Warlock. There's only one Argus, so the differences between handlock are actually big.
Oh no!
Yikes! Tiddler sits
No,
back. He's not happy.
This is awful. This turns the games around really heavily. Because now
He can.
practically means 2 less minions for Tiddler.
I like Moral Curl here, by the way. I don't like healbots. I think with the Tori-san and no board, because you are going to clear it anyway, you can tap and increase the value. Oh, with this, you might consider actually playing Argus here.
I wouldn't. I think you just tap and kill the imp.
It's still good board development in the end because you still present a threat to whatever comes out. If he can't simply play like a minion and expect it to live very long, because the zombie chow would trade it to the next one.
Yeah, but they have Hellfire. What do you do with that Hellfire?
You sit on it. Oh, a second Blackwing Corruptor. On curve? Oh, it's not off curve. It's got 6 mana. All right, so he's tempted to play Thorson here.
Yeah, Tori-san into him Campos is pretty good.
A cheaper Malygos and a cheaper heal bot. And you know what? Cheaper big game hunter, so that way you can tempo it with like Blackwing Corruptor. That's a lot of board impact. And all of a sudden, it's like you said, Lothar. He's starting to grab some really big board control because he's had the proper answers every time.
Whoa, he will be able to answer the Tori-san here.
That's really lucky for him, because otherwise the Malygos Hellfire dream would have been real.
Oh, man.
Well, now the Hellfire dream is actually real.
Yeah, why not? Why settle for just a Malygos Hellfire in like 3 turns if you can Hellfire now and clear the board?
And then you follow it up with anti-healbot.
Yeah.
And why not Corruptor actually? Like, he wants to use Corruptor as removal. A Corruptor brings him much more damage on board.
The Corruptor is better to gain board position, and because he has Big Game Hunter and the Blackwing Corruptor, this is a board clear.
Well, you know, it's you just think of Blackwing Corruptor as a minion with charge, which has minus to attack the turn it was played, but it doesn't. It has a divine shield too.
Yeah, so it's basically like Alakir, according to what you're saying, Lothar.
That's going a bit too far.
Oh, this might be also huge if it kills the Blackwing Corruptor.
Oh man, he's hoping for one thing not to happen.
What about if you play the Acidic Swampus first?
Yeah, that's actually reasonable. Okay, taps. He uses this 2 mana instead.
Okay.
It just has to hit, not the Blackwing for 4.
And it hits Blackwing for 1.
Oh, it's a close one.
Well, I mean,
it wasn't golden.
Yeah.
So now this puts Dog in a very good position. Power Evolving
was
not really
terrible.
doing much.
Oh my
Blackwing
god!
Power?
Oh,
Seriously?
wow.
He can't play anything.
Wow! And then he can just play Malygos next turn straight on the board. And now he's getting implosion for like 9 damage next turn. It's crazy.
Casting Malygos again.
Yeah.
What a dog.
Okay, well, there's really nothing here anymore.
Well, there's silence for the Malygos, but that's basically it.
That's a 4-attack
Game.
minion.
No, I mean, the Malygos itself is just a 4/12.
Yeah. Void Color is useless also here. You can't.
This
With
is
Morgana's
definitely
out.
one of the biggest complaints that people have of this mid-range Zeus, that sometimes you just draw really awkwardly because things have to be a little optimal in order for it to line up correctly.
But in most situations, it actually lines up.
Yeah, right.
Because it's pretty consistent.
And
you
you
know?
can life tap to fill out your gaps.
Yeah, exactly.
But it sometimes happens, and in this case it does. And we're going to Game 5 for the title. Both these players are down to their last deck, and it's going to be Patron versus the Warlock.
Demon Warlock. This is so exciting, really. Lothar, so from your perspective, you played this Demon Warlock a lot. Who do you think is has an advantage here? Is it
I think it's a
Patron?
50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, it's a 50-50, but you have to specifically draw for Void Colors.
Well, the Fiery War Axe is really nice to start off with,
And
too.
I would definitely not keep the Void Walker at all.
Oh, there is a Void Color ready for Tiddler and a Fire War Axe for Dog. And he has a Loot Hoarder and Nomish Inventor, which is really nice. He will be able to develop the board and draw cards at the same time.
Yep.
And it's important to mention that Dog's version is a bit different than Tiddler's. So he is running those Loot Hoarders. He's also running 1 Inventor, 100 Courser.
Okay.
Okay, the Loot Hoarder is really nice to cycle, so you can still put something on board, but it is susceptible to a lot of things that Zoo has. But a tap on turn 2, and what looks like to be nothing on turn 3.
It doesn't look that bad, to be honest. In most situations, you want to win against the Patron with a Void Color play. And the taps are actually okay with that, you know, because you tap for the bigger demons like a Doomguard, Morganus, so, you know, it's okay.
So he's searching for bigger demons now to get some value for the Void Color.
Right, but I think the optimal way that I would hope to curve out against the Patron would be like the Nerubian Egg into the Void Terror and be able to stack the board, because the one thing that Patron doesn't do well with is like non-stop pressure when you're just trying to draw cards early on. So because it ramps up very aggressively in the mid-game, the more time you give it to draw cards, the less comfortable I feel.
Oh wow, there's the Void Terror you called.
But now you just play...
Nerubian Egg and...
I think you just go with Implosion here. Because otherwise you have nothing that really pairs with the other cards here.
Oh! And he gets a force! There is some justice in the world for Tiddler.
That's a really, really nice roll.
Yeah, that was excellent. Although there's still a lot of ways for you to deal with so many 1/1s. Over time, though, again, he's not drawn the key cards that he needs at the moment. The Death Bite really does help unlock the matchup, but that Inflation of 4 not to be underestimated.
He has Storyson, though, with the 2 combo parts.
But he lacks the biggest combo part, which is the Warsong Commander, and that's usually what we want to decrease the cost of. Imagine if the 2 Warsong Commanders are like in the last 3 cards of the deck.
Yeah, then
you're pretty much
really
screwed.
do? And this Warlock can set up a board with only 3 attack minions, and then it's super hard for Patron to get the combo off.
This is an excellent play.
Excellent play, as you said. No whirlwind effect for Dog.
Not yet. He still has this Acolyte of Pain to draw cards, but it's nothing to activate it just yet. And plus, there is pretty decent amount of minions on the board here, too.
It does not execute.
Oh, man. This hand looks really clunky.
What Tiddler wants to do here, because he doesn't want the 1/1s in the board at all, he will sacrifice those as soon as possible. So we'll most likely see some PO on the imps to make a favorable trade if there will be something on board, like a bigger threat. And especially before turn 8, turn 7, if the Taurusson will hit the board, and probably will.
Sure.
Tiddler has a couple of obvious plays, but then Dog, just staring at his hand, it's like, what can I really do?
20% of the people watching the stream are grills. What? Is it even possible?
It's internet, everything is possible.
Everyone is a grill on the internet.
Apparently. So do you go for Courser? Because the imps are not going to kill it, at least it will soak some damage. You hope for a whirlwind effect, maybe. And you can go for Acolyte, yeah.
If you set up Acolyte in the Loot Hoarder, I think this just sets up your best chance to win, to draw cards here.
I agree with you here. He needs, I mean, that's just the big thing. He has to unlock this Patron as one of the keys. Is there something funny about unlocking patrons?
I just imagine, you know, visualize it to open a Patron.
Well, everyone did at one point because it was a card.
Wow, he can't even play Morganus this turn if he wants.
Yeah, denying this card draw with the Ironbeak Owl is excellent. Just has to hope that for some reason this Void Caller doesn't pull out the Flame Imp next turn. Second Patron for Dog.
That's not what you want to see. Without the Warsong Commander,
oh boy,
your hand is useless. Really useless.
Yeah. And now there's big opportunities for a huge play here.
And that's wow.
Is this lethal then?
Wow. Wait.
7,
you can
9, 10,
can go
11,
for
14,
power PO.
16.
3 damage.
7, 11, 12, 14, and then you.
You have to play. You have to play the Void
2.
Terror after you attack.
Wait.
You attack to the face.
Lothar Math.
I'm not counting. That's 7. That's 11, 13, 14, 16, 18. No, that's not enough. wait. And
it
plus 2,
like
that's 20. 2 off. It's 2 off.
If you go free face, that's 19, right? Then you Void Terror.
He
you
should
get
attack
Morganis.
with this to the face
5
first
plus
if he wants to
4.
eat the 1/1.
Why would you want to eat the 1/1?
It's 9, it's 11, 15.
I mean, in this
it's a bit off.
situation,
It's a bit off, but it's still.
Okay.
The fact that he is going to get that Morganis from the Void Color is
Now
still
that
amazing.
was really weird. Why wouldn't he trade here?
Wait, did he actually?
I mean, guys, the
attack
point
with
is
the-
there's a lot of damage. There's a
Did
lot
he
of
attack with the
crazy
imp?
yeah, he
damage
attacked
on
with the
board.
imp to face.
Did he?
I think he did, yeah.
I actually didn't see it.
Yeah, he attacked with the imp to face before Morganis.
Yeah, he did.
Wow, that was some weird ordering.
Yeah, but like he has so much advantage here that maybe he was like, okay, whatever. I just play the cards. Oh, he,
I mean,
he does not.
is there
That was a
anything
Chinese
he can
face
do
bomb.
here? I think Dog is looking at death. And with everybody staring on, we're about to crown a DreamHack champion. Dog doesn't draw anything
Whoa.
here.
Yeah, he didn't. He has the Warstone Commander, but it's
And
too
he
late.
passes, which
That's
means
it.
we have
Wow.
our DreamHack Summer 2015 champion. It's TiddlerCelestial from China.
At the back of Morganis, and he's Demon Warlock.
Twitch chat is now clapping with us.
Yes, let's clap. Definitely a deserved win. He
Capping.
finally gets